There's this specific kind of hurt that has no name. It's not the hurt of someone screaming at you or saying something cruel to your face. Those ones are almost easier. At least you know what happened. At least you have something real to hold on to. This one is quieter, and somehow that makes it worse. Picture a room, warm lighting, wine glasses, people who know each other well, laughing the way people do when they're completely comfortable, and you're there. Physically there. You could reach out and actually touch the person sitting right next to you. But somehow, in a way, you can feel in your actual body that you're not in that room. Not really. The conversations don't quite open up when you arrive. The eye contact finds everyone but you. The laughter lands everywhere except where you're sitting. And nobody did anything. Nothing happened. And yet, when you get home that night, you sit on the edge of your bed and you feel it. That quiet, specific, humiliating ache of having been made to feel like you didn't belong in that room that you were already in. And that's not nothing. That's one of the loneliest feelings in the world. And I know it because I've felt it more times than I'd like to admit. In circles that call themselves sophisticated, in rooms that smell like money and sounded like belonging, but only if you were already in that club. And I wasn't, not really, not ever. No matter how many times I showed up, no matter how much effort I put in, no matter how warm I tried to be, no matter how much space I tried to take up, or how carefully I tried not to. And I want to talk about that today. Adult bullying. The kind that wears a nice watch and speaks in a polished voice and would never in a million years call itself what it actually is. Because I feel a lot of people are sitting in the same rooms right now, smiling, adjusting themselves, trying a bit too hard. And I just want you to know, someone sees it, someone gets it, and it's not just in your head. Here's what took me a long time to understand. We were taught, most of us, that bullies were obvious, loud, aggressive, the kind that pushed you around and said mean things to your face and left you with something that you could point to and say that's what happened. But adult bullying, the kind that lives in certain social circles, in offices with glass walls, at dinner tables in expensive restaurants, it doesn't look anything like that. It's subtle, it's almost invisible, and it's incredibly sophisticated in the way that it operates. It's the invitation that comes just a little too late for you to make plans. It's that inside joke that goes unexplained when you're the only one in the room who doesn't get it. It's the way a conversation shifts almost imperceptibly when you walk over, the way someone's body turns just slightly, so you're on the outer side of the circle instead of in it. The compliment that has just enough of an edge to it that you spend the next hour trying to figure out whether it actually was a compliment or not. All of it is intentional. It always was. Because these people who do this, and I'm talking about the bullies, so let's call them out right now. I want to be very, very clear about this. They are not unaware of what they're doing. They've just gotten very good at doing it in a way that leaves absolutely no fingerprints. So when you try to describe it to someone, and I remember the feeling of hearing my own self. I mean, I thought I sounded paranoid. I sounded oversensitive, like someone's telling you that you sound like someone's making something out of nothing. And so you stop saying it. You go back, you smile again, you try again, and the whole cycle just continues. Let me tell you what it actually does to a person, because this is the part that nobody talks about. The quiet internal damage of being made to feel like an outsider over and over again by people who would never admit that that's what they're actually doing. It makes you doubt yourself, not loudly, not in one big moment, just this slow, steady erosion, like water on stone, where every time you leave one of those rooms feeling smaller than you actually arrived, a tiny piece of your confidence that just goes away with it. You start asking questions that have no business being asked. Is it me? Am I too much? Not enough? Coming across wrong somehow? And you turn it over and over trying to find the flaw, your flaw, trying to relocate the thing that you need to fix so that the next time you're with them, it's going to be different and a lot more easier for you. I did that for a very long time. I'm not even comfortable admitting how many times it happened with me. It happened for so many years. And and the worst part is that I genuinely believed that the problem was something that I could solve if I just found the right version of myself to show up as. So I kept adjusting, kept editing, kept making myself a little smaller, a little quieter, a little more careful. And here's the thing, it never worked. Of course it never worked, because the problem was never me. And if you're listening to this, the problem was never you either. People who operate like this, who build their sense of belonging by making sure someone else doesn't belong, they need this dynamic. It makes the group feel exclusive. It makes them feel powerful. and you genuinely warm, unwilling to play the game, you just become the person that role got quietly assigned to. Not because of anything you are, but because of everything that they're not. So let's make this useful, because I don't want this to be just a story. I want you to walk away with something real. 2 things, just 2, but they genuinely changed how I moved through the world, and especially through these circles. The first one, trust the feeling before you have proof. We're so conditioned to wait for something concrete to give people the benefit of the doubt so completely that we end up doubting our own selves instead. But your body knows. It knows when warmth is performance. It knows when a smile doesn't reach. It knows when you leave somewhere feeling hollow in a way that has nothing to do with how tired you are. That feeling is not paranoia. It's not sensitivity, it's information. And you're allowed to act on it quietly, calmly, without explanation or drama, by simply choosing not to keep showing up for people who make you feel invisible. And that is not weakness. That is the most powerful form of self-respect that there is. The second thing. Now, this one is the one that took me the longest to learn. Stop trying to make them see you. I know how much energy goes into that. The hoping, the trying one more time. Let me make one more plan. Let me try and be a part of their conversations. That adjusting and adjusting and adjusting, it feels like persistence. It feels like not giving up. But what it actually is pouring yourself into a container that has a hole at the bottom of it. It will never fill no matter what you do. Not because you're not enough, but because they decided something a long time ago and your worth was never part of that calculation. So stop performing for an audience that already has made up their mind about you. Because somewhere out there, and I know this now in a way that I didn't before, there is a room where the laughter doesn't go around you, where the conversations open up when you arrive. When nobody makes you feel like your presence needs to be earned, that room exists and you deserve to be in it. Look, adult bullies are everywhere. In offices, in social circles, in rooms with warm lighting, in big houses, and wine glasses where nothing obviously bad has ever happened. And they count on one thing above everything else, that you'll be too polite, too self-doubting, too hungry to belong, to ever call it what it is. So call it what it is, at least to yourself, at least in the quiet of your own mind where nobody can talk you out of it. What has been happening and what was done to you, the exclusion, the invisibility, the slow chipping away at your sense of self, that was never about your worth. Let me be very clear about that. That was about their smallness. And small people need someone to look down on, because looking across at someone as real and capable and worthy as you is just too uncomfortable for them. You were never the problem. You were just in the wrong room with the wrong people. It took me a really long time to find the right ones, but I did. And I promise you, so will you. If this touched something you've carried quietly for a very long time, I'm so glad that you stayed today for this. This is exactly why this channel exists. Do hit subscribe and come back again, because these are the conversations that I live for. Until then, stop shrinking. You were never too much. They were just not enough. This is the shift. I'll see you guys in the next one.